Hello everyone, it's Anna here, and I thought it is time I show you guys my full macrame collection. I will be showing you the 4 pieces that I have in this apartment actually decorating the place. And then I've picked a handful of previous projects that I think are worthy mentions in this video. So for that first one, we need to actually go outside to my front door. So the first piece I wanted to show you is this wreath on my door. Ever since I've discovered this account, I think it was on Pinterest back then, I knew I absolutely had to try the combination of macrame and flowers. I was just breathtaking when I saw the creations that super talented girl was able to create. So I thought I need to give it a try. Now you saw me make this one in one of my previous videos, so you can check that out. By the way, all of the links to the projects that I have made a tutorial for, you will find them in the description. All of the links are in there. And soon I'll have a new one for Christmas, so that's something you can look forward to. So that's the first piece I wanted to show you in my home. And for the second one, we will move to our bedroom. So in our bedroom, I've got this wallpaper of a forest covering one entire wall. And to complement it, for the opposite wall, above our bed, I have made this piece. And you have not seen me do this one in a tutorial. If you would like to, let me know in the comments. I think this is probably my biggest, definitely my biggest wall hanging piece. I've done 2 wedding arches as well, so those were bigger projects, but in terms of a wall hanging, this one is huge. It's almost 2 meters across. It's across our entire bed, and I absolutely loved making this. I will show you some close-ups, but no judgment. This piece has been here a while, so there is some dust on it that you will see in those shots. Originally, this was this very nice deep green, I think avocado is the name of the color from Bobini. As you saw in those shots, that has changed a little bit to more of a gray. Also, I've noticed, I think because the sun is shining through that window in here, some of the color has washed out a little bit on the cords that are like on top of it. So it has changed a little bit, but still I think it is gorgeous and makes such a great statement above the bed. Now that I was taking those shots, I think I should try to clean off that dust, probably with a vacuum cleaner, but I want to be really careful to not damage anything. So if you have any tips, leave them in the comments. All right, time to move back to the living room for my third piece. My third piece is one that you guys are extremely familiar with because you see it in my videos all the time, and I also made a tutorial for it, and that is my white chandelier. This chandelier is probably my most favorite macrame project I've made so far. I just love it. We have a table right here opposite to it, and every single time I am eating breakfast, eating dinner, at some point I just look at the chandelier and I like to look at it all the time. And I've had it here for what now, 2 months, 3 months, maybe more. So I'm definitely not getting tired of it. And I will also show you some shots at night so that you can see just the beautiful, how the light plays kind of on the wall, because there is the, because of the pattern of the chandelier, it just reflects that pattern onto the wall, which just then creates these beautiful kind of designs and waves, and it's just, I love it. you would like to remake this one, link in the description. And for my fourth piece here at home, that one is actually outside. It is those spiral knots on my balcony. I just had this long, what is it? It's not a fence. What do you call it? Somebody please tell me, what do you call this on your balcony? Where I thought that it needed a little bit of embellishment, maybe. So I thought, why not use the same pattern actually that you saw on that big piece in my bedroom where it had the spiral knots in that pattern. That's what inspired me to create these ones. And you can see that I've also put some little lights on that top row. So again, I'll show you, well, maybe I'll see how it looks like at night when I turn it on, if the camera can actually capture it. And I'll show you some close-ups of that too. So that one, I mean, clearly it is outside. So it's facing all of the elements. There is rain getting on it, wind, snow, whatever, everything, right? So you've seen from those shots as well that like you can tell that this is outside. The color has washed out. It was more of this like steel blue, maybe I would call it in the beginning, and with all the rain and everything, it's definitely much more gray, and the color has washed out a little bit more, but I don't mind at all. Like I knew this was going to happen if I'm putting it outside, and I think it still just works very nicely with the colors that I have on the balcony and the kind of style that I have there. So I'm hoping that this can serve as some inspiration for you as well, that you don't necessarily need like a dowel or a piece of driftwood to hang your macrame from. You can also use some already existing like structural elements of your home, like in this case, the fence or whatever, balustrade maybe was another word that came to mind. I don't know, well, this thing that you saw outside. So those were the 4 pieces I have in my own home decorating it. And now for the others, I have to confess, I have a problem. I have so many finished projects that I am seriously running out of space to store them. There is, I think, 11 wall hangings on there, plus the wedding arch at the very back and that table runner. And I also have 3 chandeliers down here in front of me as well. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hoarder. I don't have that kind of a problem. I would love to sell all of these pieces. It's just that I dedicate close to 0 time to my selling activity. So naturally, I don't just miraculously end up selling all of the pieces that I make. But I want to do better with that, which is also why I thought it would be a good idea to shoot this video where I still have all of them here so I can show you a couple of them. So let's go back to the living room and I'll show you my top 4 picks from this collection. And the number 1 of those being this guy. It is this super simple, more on the geometric side wall hanging, and this project so far has been the most popular YouTube video on my channel. So I think you guys really do like this one. I think it is great for beginners because there is literally just 1 knot in there, and that's the berry knot, if you don't count the lark's head knot to hang all of the cords. So I think it is really easy to make. There's nothing, complicated about it. You can do it obviously in all kinds of colors, which is something that I've already seen as you guys are tagging me on Instagram in all of your different recreations. That's why I think it makes this one so popular. Sticking with that geometrical theme is this one in this gray very chunky braided cord. It's the 9mm cord, so the biggest size of cord I've worked with so far. And there's a couple very, I think, different aspects to it, starting with the top where I was using the Prusik knot to attach all of the cords. Then of course the chain knot that I was using in the pattern. And then at the bottom, I was also adding a second dowel. So quite a few elements that I think make it interesting, even though it's very, you know, it's just one type of one pattern throughout the entire piece. So I think that's why this one is becoming quite popular as well. Then I've got this one, which is definitely moving more towards the boho style, but I did choose some, I think, bold colors for this one, and it seemed to work because, again, you guys seem to be in love with this one. I've seen quite a few Instagram posts where you guys tagged me in where you were recreating this, but choosing very different color combinations, which I think is the beauty of this one, that there is so much possibility in the color choices. It's definitely more complex, so definitely took me a lot more time than those previous two pieces, but I think that's why it just makes a more of a statement then in the end. And then last but not least, I've got this guy, which is my newest addition to my collection. And this one is definitely full boho. The pattern, the colors, everything about this, the driftwood at the top, everything falls in the boho category. So this is a perfect addition if you have that more boho vibe and boho style in your home. And you guys seem to be really into this one as well. Even though it's very new on the channel, it's gathering lots and lots of love from you guys. So thank you for that. So those were the 4 pieces I have at home and the 4 top picks, the editor picks of my collection of projects. 6 of those I've made tutorials for, so you can find the links in the description. And I've mentioned that the chandelier here is my favorite. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I would love to know what you guys are into so that I can maybe bring you more of that in the future. I hope you've enjoyed going through my collection with me, and for my next video you can look forward to some more of a Christmassy mood.